What's going down, everyone? Welcome back to Rough Life Gaming. Guys, I do sincerely apologize for my absence and lack of videos over the last month or so. I have been working non-stop in between life. The game is at a crappy spot. Life is crazy busy. I just haven't really felt the need to make any content for you guys, anything that's worth a dang anyway. But that being said, we've had a patch. We got all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the game. So let's jump into it with the newest team coming this patch, the Infinity Watch. Guys, this team is going to be sick. They are shaping up to be the dominant synergy team in the game. They're going to have, I think I see a spot for Fire, Moondragon, and Adam and other teams, you know, kind of a three-piece, as well as Gamora and Nebula as like a little duo. So I love the way it's shaping up. You know, Gamora and Nebula, Adam Warlock, they're still going to have tons of synergy. You can drop in a Silver Surfer and a Kestrel, see how that does. But guys, the main thing with this is as long as they give us the solution within about 6 months, I'm totally cool with it, because that was the biggest problem with Black Order. Coronavirus happened, and thus that stalled everything when it comes to the game. People were working from home, content got delayed. So basically, we did not get our 6-month counter to Black Order, so everybody was allowed to gear them up for an entire year, and then it became a bit of a problem where now the only way to overcome the Black Order is Power Leap. That's the only way to do it. So basically, that's where all these strong tunes are coming from, guys. It's from basically the stall from coronavirus. It allowed us too much time and gear, effort, energy to upgrade the Black Order team, and it made it that much harder for them to conquer it or overcome it or give us the solution or hard counter to a Black Order team. So we end up with another cookie cutter team. I'm all good with it as long as, like I said, we get our 6-month counter. I'm straight with it. But let's jump into it, guys. In this video right here, I am going to give you my T4s on a budget. This is my T4s on a budget right here. So with that said, guys, let's jump right on into it. Now, as you can see, I've only put one on Gamora, and that is her basic because it is straight brutal with or without empowered. But let's take a look at her passive here. Now, it says on empowered, fill speed bar by 20%, clear all negative effects from self. So that's pretty good. That's something a lot of people are putting in their mandatory category. But guys, without it, it's not too bad. I mean, if you let's scroll down here and take a look. You're still going to fill your speed bar by 30%, and you're going to clear 3 random negative effects even without this T4. Well, okay, let's see if when she goes empowered, if the passive pushes it over the top for me personally. So empowered Gamora, her passive is going to add 5% piercing for each Infinity Watch ally. So it's like 20% extra piercing damage and 5% crit chance for self. That is not a lot, guys. For me, this is kind of a luxury, actually. This is a luxury passive. Now, we will see how it goes, like when we get into the arena or something like that. I want to see how the empowered state works once we have a full team. Like, is it going to be like Thanos, you know, bam, as soon as they spawn, she's going to become empowered. Then you don't need to clear negative effects or that speed bar because she's going to be up there anyway, and her reset is going to help a lot. But let's take a look at her ultimate. 100% damage to the primary target. That's above average, but it's single target damage. As for me, that's one I could pass on. Let's go to her special here. Now, it's going to add 80% damage to all enemies. That is above average for an AoE attack, as well as it's going to give them heal block for 2 turns. So without it, you're still attacking for 320% damage, and you're applying heal block to everyone. So this is a great T4, guys. This is a well above average T4. However, at this time, I don't see it as one that we're definitely need. Now, guys, all this is going to be straight up based on where you were using the Infinity Watch. If you were going to use them in the arena, you're going to want a lot more of these damage T4s and sustain T4s or cleansing T4s, you know, just different things like that. But I don't necessarily think those are the T4s you need to actually make this team dominant, because I think with the T4s that I'm about to tell you, I think they'll be able to dominate everywhere in the game, you know, even in arena slightly. But let's look at her basic here, okay? It's going to add 40% damage to all attacks. So she attacks for 290, applies 2 bleed, and bonus attacks 2 times for 240. So that's going to take it up to 330 and 280. That's a solid damage increase. I personally chose to go ahead and do that one. And let's jump out of the empowered state. Oh, there's no way to really do that. There we go. And if you look at her basic, like right now, I'm only using her with a couple members of the Infinity Watch. So I found that the basic, I went ahead and T4'd it, and I'm getting a ton of damage out of it. With her stat increase, it's been pretty good, pretty solid. So as far as Gamora goes, I think the basic, it's a luxury. It's not one that you're going to need, but it's a good one. So as far as Gamora goes, you can make the call for yourself. Do you want a turn of heal block and the extra 80% damage on the AoE? Do you want the extra, 20% speed bar? Yeah. Do you want to fill her speed bar by 50%? Or are you good with the 30%? Because in my opinion, I think that's all it really needs. I've been doing great without it. I'm happy with where I am. I actually took the number 12 spot in my arena with a 500k team against a 700k team with like an 80k Gamora, a 60k Nebula, a 60k phyla-vell, Dr. Doom, and Kestrel, and I took the number 12 spot from a 700k Black Order team. That's how good these guys are going to be. So it's totally up to you. I personally think the basic is way up there for all of the Infinity Watch team. But do you want to do the passive for the 2-turn heal block, or do you want to, or I'm sorry, the special for the extra heal block, or do you want to do the extra speed bar on the empowerment? I personally think you could honestly pass on both of them if you were on a budget, and you don't even have to do the basic. Gamora is solid without any T4s. She really is. She provides a lot of damage. This team has a ton of sustain, so the longer the match goes, the more damage she's putting out anyway, so you can pass on that one. But I want to show you Nebula here. Now, Nebula, you pretty much want this one because it is going to give an extra 10% chance to assist plus 10% chance per Infinity Watch ally. So it basically takes it up to where she's going to always assist on a full Infinity Watch team. That makes for the striker, skirmisher combo, that makes it phenomenal, guys, phenomenal. So I really think the Nebula passive is one of the must-haves on this team. You want to get that vulnerable out there. You want to let the rest of the members with a lot of control effects capitalize off of that vulnerable. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I have used Gamora's ISO bonus attack to kill someone. It is clutch right now. Now, another interesting one when it comes to Nebula is going to be her basic. Okay, if you take a look at it, it's going to add 40% damage. And then it's going to also add 5% of the target's max health. That takes it up to 10%. So every time you're using the basic, you are hitting them for 10% of their max health. So when you hit somebody like a Dr. Doom with 500k health, that's doing quite a bit of damage there, guys. Quite a bit of damage. Well, let's take a look at her alt. 4-4. That's a fairly low cooldown. Her special, 4-4. So when you're looking at it, you're like, man, I'm not going to be doing the basic a whole lot, a couple of turns maybe. Now, I really think basics for this team are going to come into play if you're going to raid with them. And anybody who's doing the Doom raids isn't raiding with the full team. So it's like, do you really need all those? But that being said, guys, you can make a case for it. Anybody who is doing Ultimate 7 or Ultimate 7.5 or anything, you can make a strong case for all the basics for this entire team. But so far, all I have for Nebula is her passive ability. All right. Now let's take a look at phyla-vell. Okay. Or phyla, I guess that's how you say it. Take a look at her passive ability. All right, you're going to increase the drain by 25%. I think that takes it up to 50% drain when you have Death Proof. When anyone on the Infinity Watch has Death Proof, they're basically healing themselves for 50% of the damage they're putting out. Awesome, right? Awesome. As well as you're going to give 10% damage to everybody on the team. This is a must-have T4. It's going to be huge. It really is. With the added damage from here, that's why you could kind of pass on some of those T4s for Gamora because she's already getting an extra bit of damage from phyla-vell. So, I mean, it's really here or there. On a budget, definitely want this one, though. And let's take a look at her ultimate. Okay, her ultimate goes for 2 turns. That's basically, you're going to add a ton more damage, takes it up 150 to the primary target, which is huge. But then also, you're going to be given defense up for 2 turns and offense up for 2 turns with this ultimate ability and the T4. So I really think this is another strong T4. You want to get that second turn of defense up. You want to get that second turn of offense up. That's going to allow you to to deal some kill blows when you're dealing with someone like the Heroes for Hire or something like that, and you got him close to 50% health. This could be a big help having that extra offense up as well as the added damage from her passive. Huge T4 upgrades. On a budget, you definitely want the alt. Now, let's take a look at her basic, because this is what I was talking about, guys. 60% to the primary and secondary targets. That's slightly above average damage-wise, right? But you also got 2 turns of offense down to the primary target. That's pretty good, right? Let's take a look at how often we're going to use this ability, though. Okay, she is on a 4/6. That's a long cooldown, guys. Long cooldown. It's a turn 3 ability. Let's look at her special. 5/5. This is another long cooldown, guys. That is a running theme with this team. Some very long cooldowns for all but the stepsisters. You know what I mean? So we're using that ability turn 1. We're using her special. Then you got to use her basic. And then you're going to use her ultimate. And after you use those, you're going to have about 2 more turns of the basic. So this is a fairly decent basic attack. You can definitely make a case for it, especially in a raid type situation. If you're going to try phyla-vell with the symbiotes in the Doom raid, which I think I've heard some people having some success with, I personally am looking forward to trying it, because you're not killing as many people in the Doom raid, so she will still be able to take some turns without having the symbiotes dominate everything if you use Carnage or whatever. But so definitely think about the passive if you have the T4s. It is a luxury one, but it could, or I'm sorry, the basic. The basic is a luxury one, but it's a solid one at that. Okay, now let's take a look at Moondragon. Now, when it comes to Moondragon, I think you need a lot for this chick to work properly. Take a look at her passive ability. It's going to give 20% focus to all Infinity Watch allies, as well as 20% resistance to herself and all Infinity Watch allies. If you're using Infinity Watch in the arena, you definitely want this one. You pretty much want this one no matter where you're using them, because it is going to just give you so much resistance and so much focus to land the debuffs, and this team has a lot of debuffs. So you definitely want the passive budget. Let's take a look at her ultimate. Okay, we're going to go down. You're going to take it from 15% healing to 30%. So with the T4, you're going to heal for 30% of the character's max health, as well as 60% damage to all enemies. That's pretty solid. That's above average damage-wise, which her damage isn't going to be that great anyway. I think it's around 14K, but she's support, so what do you expect, right? But this is still a great T4. I mean, that's a big difference. Healing from 15% to 30% of a max health means a lot, guys. That means a lot. Okay, so this is definitely a solid T4. Then we're going to take a look at the other one I see for Moondragon here, her special. Now, in my opinion, the special is the top. I think it should go special, passive, alt maybe, or special, alt, passive. I mean, it really depends on when you want to start using this team. Are you going to wait and build them up slowly? Then you could push that passive back. But if you're wanting to hit the arena running when they drop, you're going to need that passive first. So let's take a look here. 40% damage to the primary target, but you're going to reduce speed bar by 20%, making it a full 50% speed bar. That is huge on somebody like a Dr. Doom, Silver Surfer, Kestrel. That can be the difference between somebody dying before they get a crucial move off, or you just slowing them just enough to barely get it off or anything like that. I think this is a huge T4. I love all speed T4s in the game. Anything having to do with speed manipulation in a turn-based game is critical. So guys, this is definitely one you want to, in my opinion, for sure, on a budget. You're going to need all 3 of these things to make this team work, I think, the way they're intended to work. And we'll take a look at her basic as well, because she is another one with very long cooldowns. So you were going to use her basic a little more than normal. Okay, and with that, you're going to get 40% damage to the primary target, and you're also going to up the damage 20% for whichever character if you mind control someone when she has that charged ability. Not crucial, not critical, definitely skippable. All right. So we got the special alt passive for Moondragon. Now let's take a look at the legendary for this team, guys. The biggest, the baddest legendary. Nah. I was a little let down personally with his damage numbers. I really wanted to see a lot of damage coming from this guy, because in the comics, he's a beast. He does some amazing things in the comics. And here, he still does some amazing things, but it's not as deadly as I would have liked it to been. Okay, but for me, the only one I see to make this team work that you really want to do is going to be the special. This is one that you're going to want for sure, probably, because you're not only are you going to add 120% damage to the primary target, which is well above average, you're also going to apply Disrupted to all enemy protectors for 2 turns. Now, you're already going to ability block them, but applying that Disrupted means a lot as well. So, goodbye Thanos, goodbye Call Obsidian, Strife. There's so many villain protectors that you're going to want to use this on. So I think this is a must-have T4 for Adam Warlock. Okay, now let's jump to his passive, guys. His passive is another one that a lot of people are recommending as a requirement. Personally, I don't see it, but who knows? Okay, when this character drops below 20% health, gain 2 deflect. Plus, you get the 10% max health for self and all Infinity Watch. Now, the 2 deflects isn't that big a deal. Yeah, it's going to give you a couple blocks. It might help him from dying, but he does have the revive mechanic. So, and the team has a lot of sustain. Is it one you're really that worried about? Adding that 10% max health, now that could be worth it. That is one that I could see being worth it. But guys, there is so much sustain on this team built in between the Moon Dragon and some of the other. There's just so much sustain. I really think that you could get away with this one for a while. Like if you're on a budget and you want to wait a little bit and do this one down the line, I think you totally can. Now, let's take a look at his ultimate ability. Now this ultimate, guys, this is one that I think is great as well. It is awesome. You're going to get 70% damage to all attacks. You're going to be attacking 2 people and applying stun. So basically you're getting 140% extra damage with the T4. Now, I hate just strict damage T4s. And the reason why this one is a pass for me personally is because it isn't a turn 1 ability. You were going to use this turn 3. So you're going to go special, basic, alt. And it's a 4-6 cooldown, so it's not one you're going to be getting back and using a lot on this team. I haven't seen no battery for him, so some very long cooldowns you're going to be facing, guys. So let's take a look at his basic, because I think his basic might be more important than his ultimate. All right, let's go down here. Now, with this basic, let's see, you're going to attack primary targets and prolonged duration of all negative effects. That's huge. Then the damage is just going to scale up as you take the ability up. At level 6, you're going to apply 2 bleed to the primary target. Okay, with the T4, it extends those bleeds for 2 turns, and as we all know, a T4 does make a bleed stronger. So that could be one you really want to think about, especially because of the longer cooldowns for Adam Warlock. So for Adam Warlock, you're going to be basically using his special, his ultimate, or his special, basic, ultimate. Then you're going to go basic, I think, 2 or 3 turns in a row before you get back to another ability. So definitely think about his basic. All you really need is his special, I think, right now, right off the rip to make the team work. But his basic is going to be good as well. So there you have it, guys. That is my T4s on a budget. If I have enough to do the basic for Adam Warlock, I'm going to do it off the on a budget. Adam Warlock special, phyla-vell passive alt, Nebula passive, Gamora, you could pass on it all. In all honesty, you really can pass on it all. And Moon Dragon, there's really no way around it. You kind of need her special, alt, and passive. But on a budget, you could, like I said, you can do the passive a little later. But it's all depending on what you're using this team for, guys. All of this is speculation. It's basically how many game modes do you want to use this team in? Are you wanting to jump into Alliance War? Are you wanting to jump into Arena, Raids, all that right off the rip, RTA? Then you're going to want a lot more of these T4s. But in order to make this team work properly, the ones I mentioned are going to get you dominating a lot of other teams. So, guys, that is my take for the T4s for this Infinity Watch team. So, let me see how long this video is running. All right, guys, my video's running a little long, so I'm not going to showcase the 3-piece that I have right now. I wanted to show you guys a fight with them, show you just how good they really are. But, guys, once we get this full team, we will make a ton of videos for you guys. But that is my T4 talks. T4 talks for the Infinity Watch. Hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. We do have a couple giveaways going on when I reach 100 subscribers. I'm doing a $20 giveaway. When I have a video that if it reaches 100 likes, I'm doing a $10 giveaway. So guys, if you like this video, share it with your friends. Let's get it out there to everyone. Until next time, stay safe.